but I play what the people ask for. And basically what I mean by that, songs you've heard from the show that you may like. You try to ask me, who is this? And I'm going to tell you who it is. And I'm going to let you hear it again. So appreciate that. Like I said, what a hell of a weekend. What a hell of a week thus far. And so I'm going to get into the lighter note of things, and then I'm going to get right into the heart of some things that people want to talk about. So something that gets overlooked, of course, is some of the good that's in the hood. And if you heard that may sound familiar. That's one thing that we've done here and that we do on a regular basis here at Simply United Together and Simply United Radio. It's all about what's good in the hood. And on a lighter note, in Cleveland, I'm going to start with Cleveland. The homie, no other than LeBron James, he continues to give back to his community. The Cleveland Cavaliers star has teamed up with Akron Public Schools to open the I Promise School in hopes of helping at-risk children in his hometown. So it's a school that's going to help at-risk children in his hometown. This school is so important to me because our vision is to create a place for the kids in Akron. Quote, who need it most? Those that could fall through the cracks if we don't do something. LeBron said, we've learned over the years what works and what motivates them, and now we can bring all of that together in one place along with the right resources and experts. If we get to them early enough, we can hopefully then keep them on the right track to a bigger and brighter future for themselves and their families. The school is scheduled to officially open its doors in 2018. At first, it will focus on enrolling 3rd and 4th grade students, but by 2022, you can expect the school to officially accommodate grades 1 through 8. We're excited about the potential of the I Promise School to provide specialized programming and invaluable resources for our students, says David James, superintendent of Akron's public schools. We've seen the positive influence of the LeBron James Family Foundation on our students, and we look forward to continuing to do everything we can to put our students in a position to be successful. Wow. Kudos to LeBron. He does, and a lot of people don't understand, he does so much in the community, especially where he's from, the Akron and the Ohio area. I can't do nothing but give a man kudos, and definitely you get kudos for that, brother LeBron, because I wish more and more artists and celebrities and ball players with that substantial amount of money would do more in there, at least where you came from, or at least with the area you reside if needed, somewhere where you play ball at, somewhere where you rock a show at. There's an inner city that needs your influence, not just to show up, but your financial influence as well. Sometimes you don't realize that may be your calling or your other blessing. So kudos to LeBron for that as well. So I'm giving to you all good news, man, all the lighter news. This is something I've been waiting for, and when I heard about it, I'm gonna give kudos to Dr. James, the CEO and founder of Simply United Together. He said it was coming. He got a little buzz about this, so it is official. The Coming to America sequel is in the works. Coming to America. You heard it right here on the Man Cave Show first. The Coming to America sequel is in the works. How do you know that? And how do I know that? Well, I'm going to tell you. According to reports, the sequel is said to be finally in the works for now that Paramount has taken some steps towards production. The studio has hired Barry Blaustein and David Sheffield, the original writers of the 1988 film. That's a stamp of approval to tell you this is legit. They're going to write the potential sequel. While the project is still very early stages of the development process, Kevin Misher, who worked on films like Carrie and Public Enemies, is expected to produce it. There is no word yet on whether Eddie Murphy will return for his iconic role. In the original, of course, Murphy played Prince Akeem, who left his wealthy African country to move to Queens, New York, in hopes of escaping an arranged marriage and finding a wife who will love him despite that he's a prince. I mean, the boy got his own money. The boy got his own money. Man, that's classic, man. But that's something dope. I can see the story taking place now. To me, it's a sequel that makes sense. It's a classic, right? But it's a sequel that makes sense, and I would definitely love to see that. I'm sure it's going to be more like, I can see the storyline being like his kids, or Arsenio's kids and something like that, and they going through the same thing, and history was repeating itself with the arranged marriage thing, etc. I can see something like that happening, so that'd be pretty dope. But yeah, it's definitely in the sequel. It's definitely in the works after all these years. And remember, I told you all they halted the production for Bad Boys 3. That was in the works too as well. And of course, they were having some issues. That's the best way to describe it. But they're supposed to be getting the ball back rolling on that too as well. So hopefully they definitely will. So more in some entertainment news. The interesting situation that happened with 50 Cent. So somehow 50 Cent may drop a record every blue moon now, but finds a way to keep himself in the media, either being Messy Marvin or just being him. So about a week ago, he was performing with the Lox at Baltimore's soundstage. He reached into the crowd, and an excited female fan identified as Donetta Dare reached for 50's hand and appeared to pull him into the crowd. Video footage then shows the rapper trying to free himself from her grasp by punching her in the chest. She eventually let go, but soon after, realizing what he had done, 50 invited Donita on stage to, quote, twerk it out. Apparently, he thought all was well. Unfortunately for him, it was not. Donita Dare has reportedly retained an attorney and is looking to sue the rapper over the incident. Her lawyer, Warren Brown, says that his client went to the hospital the next day and hired him on Monday. Her lawsuit will be filed as early as next week. So this sounds like a real poor case of, I ain't trying to work no more and I need bundles. Because baby girl's trying to get paid. I ain't mad at her, but that could backfire on you as well. So it's kind of like, this is going to be interesting though. I mean, he reached into the crowd. She tried to grab him. She did grab him, tried to put him in the crowd. So I think naturally he's about to fall, or he's naturally like, who the hell is grabbing him? So it's just natural instinct. So I don't think, this would be funny how this plays out. So I thought that was pretty much funny to talk about and say. More little entertainment news. It saddens me to say this, you all. But after a 7-year marriage and a 10-year relationship, the Anthonys are living in separate homes, which are on the verge of pretty much divorce. And I'm speaking on Carmelo and Lala Anthony. They are living in separate homes. In an interesting turn of events that no one saw coming, it appears that Carmelo and his wife are separated. According to TMZ, the Knicks star and his actress wife are now living in separate homes. Lala has officially moved out of the family home and has her own place in NYC. Excuse me. TMZ says this NBA season has been extremely stressful on the couple, especially with all the trade talk and Knicks drama. However, the split is still amicable because the two were spotted together over the weekend at their 10-year-old son's basketball game. Carmelo and Lala tied the knot back in 2010. Neither party has filed for divorce, so anything can happen. Is it a break? Is it a separation? Sound like it's on a road of divorce. But I think they were just I think they're so close and intertwined and friends, and that's key to relationships. I think that they just going through the motions, man. And you know, I told you I'm all for black love, and I'm all for sticking it through and trying to make it work, because no relationship is perfect. Relationships are work. A relationship is a job. It never has a day off. But you do have vacation time and some PTO.
Good evening. And
oh, sorry about that, y'all. But definitely, yeah, sad news. But they seem so happy, you know, and it wasn't fake. That's the one thing I said. Lala is real. If you haven't known Lala, she's very straightforward, very real. And Carmelo is laid back, real dude, real New Yorker. So saddens me to hear about this. So let's get into some other news here in Atlanta. So let's start with the news in Atlanta. So on Friday, this past Friday, a 5-year-old boy dies from getting his head stuck at the Weston's Atlanta rotating restaurant. Of course, that's the Sundial. A 5-year-old boy died Friday after getting his head stuck between a stationary wall and a table attached to the rotating floor of a restaurant inside the Sundial. According to Atlanta police, the Sundial restaurant stopped the floor rotating motion when Charles Holt of Charlotte, North Carolina, became stuck. Employees then began to dislodge Holt from the tight space. However, the child experienced some critical injuries, suffering from bleeding from the head. He died later that day at Grady Memorial Hospital. It was a great joke for me to say that in that point. He went to Grady. He probably waited about 12 hours probably to be seen. I was trying to make a joke on that one, but this is sad. No one wants to see that child go out like that, or anybody. But he died later at Grady. Holt was having lunch with his family at the popular tourist attraction. Police say the boy was no more than 4 or 5 feet from his parents when the accident occurred. Holt's death was ruled accidental, and he was found to have suffered crushing injuries to his head and brain. The hotel's manager, George Reed, issued a statement. "Words cannot express the depths of our sorrow. Our thoughts remain with the family." I am so sorry to hear that. That's a very, very sad situation. And I definitely know nobody wants to ever experience that situation. Crazy. Crazy. In more news, so the situation that happened today in Atlanta. Okay, so everybody's been speculating. Everybody's been betting on saying it's a conspiracy, or Atlanta's under attack and all this and that. So let me school you to some things. I'm not from Atlanta, but I've been here a while, over 10 years, and I've seen Atlanta wasn't made for the amount of population that now exists, right? So some of the highways and byways are not, to me, in accordance to the lifestyle that Atlanta now offers. So another Atlanta highway shut down after, I'm going to tell you this is what happened. Concrete buckled due to an underground gas leak. It wasn't the Incredible Hulk coming underneath the highway. Some people posted the memes. That was hilarious, though. But yeah, a section of I-20 buckled due to an underground gas leak, causing officials to shut down all lanes of the freeway going westbound. According to the CNN, DeKalb County crews were pressure testing an empty gas pipe with air let me read that. According to CNN, DeKalb County crews were pressure testing an empty gas pipe with air when a leak caused the air to push upward and forced the concrete road to give away. Probably everybody that was involved in that probably lost their job today. Crews immediately diverted traffic onto 280 or 285 Atlanta is down